Okay, I know that the screen is dark and that can probably be creepy for a person, but I would rather not be seen at this time. I'm in pajamas. I would like to, at this time, impart to those who are interested an explanation of internal family systems and how the different aspects of your personality are able to be there for you. And as those different aspects of your personality influence the way you think, feel, and operate, the more informed you are about why you do what you do, the core beliefs that can pull the rug out from under your own self. Being nurturing and creating harmony within yourself is something that internal family systems can uniquely tap into and make adjustments of. So, as you mull over the kinds of changes that you want to see if psychotherapy was successful, what changes do you think need to occur? Are there fundamental beliefs that, you just don't understand why you destroyed that relationship that was perfect? Okay, so gaining understanding. I'm sure nobody in this world wants to have regrets later on in life. You have the capacity to change the beliefs that guide you. You are able to learn how to be a better friend and be there for yourself. How does this occur? How does this therapy do that? It's a very good question. And every client should know what they should expect from psychotherapy. Is it the results that you're looking for? So, if a person is happy with the way they think, feel, and operate in the circumstances in their life, they might not want to make those kinds of changes to their belief system. They may feel those guiding thoughts are what they deserve, potentially, right? Or they may be fearful of really taking a look at the inner workings of their mind. So it's really important that when a client is taking a look at the healing of their mind, body, and soul through psychotherapy, to really take into account what the results are that would be most beneficial. So some people are looking to develop better social skills. They want to focus on the present and the future. There are some people who simply operate in such a way that the past is something that is not meant to be addressed. If a client is of that view. They are not appropriate for internal family systems, in my view, as a clinician. Delving into the fundamental belief system that I'd like for you to see as a web of neurons that have come to run in such a way through repeated activation of those neural networks. So, changing those neural networks is a process that you can facilitate. How do you strengthen new values, thoughts, and behaviors? You do that by practicing the skills and engaging in the behaviors. So, by practicing things that you learn in psychotherapy, you are strengthening the neural networks that are more constructive and helpful for you. So, psychotherapy is powerful. If you're not ready to make changes to your life, you don't want to work with a clinician who is serious about facilitating the healing process. There are some clients who are forced into psychotherapy by their partner who's threatening to divorce them, for example. I have a client whose face comes to mind. She was not ready, willing, or able to be real with, what's going on in her life. And behaviors that weren't very helpful and that contributed to the potential loss of that relationship. So, helping clients is a lot about empowering that client to practice these skills, motivating them, helping them delay instant gratification, and be more planful and more actively influential, helping them really see their potential to succeed, to really see what an ideal and loving relationship looks like. There are some clients who have never experienced that. They've never experienced a healthy relationship in which they were respected. There are individuals who never had a say. And helping those people find their voice and learn new ways of being while staying attuned to any safety concerns, such as a domestically violent home environment, right? So if you're facilitating change in a client that is in an abusive relationship, you must proceed cautiously because the changes that as a clinician you have the ability to induce can be the very behaviors that get them harmed. So, if someone who is in a domestically violent relationship learns that they have the right to say no, but having the right to say no means getting beat up, potentially to the point where, bones are broken. You really need to take into consideration the environment that these clients return to and how that change has the capacity to play out. informing clients in advance that psychotherapy has the capacity to change your perspective. It has the capacity to view life differently. So, for example, that partner that you've spent the last 20 years with, you may come to realize doesn't love you the way that you deserve to be loved. There are hard realities that the healing process taps into. Are you ready to be real? Are you ready to take those steps? And how can we best motivate the therapy process to be something the client is going to engage in? So there are always bumps along the road. Psychotherapy is never going to be this clear-cut answer. If someone has a broken bone, that bone is set and cared for in a very particular and specific manner. And the cure is known. The answers are tangible. The bone is not abstract. It's not a collection of thoughts. There's no unconscious, right? So when you're a healer of the mind, you are delving into, that person's psyche when you are providing the kind of psychotherapy that I have been trained to provide. That being said, I'd like to first and foremost acknowledge those mentors, those clinicians who have imparted to me the knowledge and skills that were more valuable to me being a healer than all of my years of education. I attended Cornell, Ivy League. I attended Syracuse. And can I tell you that $100 worth of debt wasn't worth it? Because when you're a clinician, nothing prepares you for what it's like to be in that role better than experience. So internships and learning how to facilitate healing is you would think is a part of every clinician's training, right? In an ideal world, every clinician would know the manner in which they treat their clients and would be informed of what the research says about a client's specific situation and the best ways to help that client heal. So I just want to caution those who are looking into and contemplating the healing process that every clinician's background is shaped, their healing style is informed differently. All clinicians are in different internships, for example. There are some internships in which a clinician isn't providing psychotherapy. And unfortunately, that was my mistake. I had not realized the significance of that clinical experience. Thankfully, I met these amazing clinicians and I was trained to provide EMDR. EMDR goes into the person's trauma history and changes how that history impacts the way they operate. So, is there something that you experienced that caused you to fundamentally operate in a different way? Like it was life-changing? Some clients have never experienced the world as safe, right? So how safe or gloomy and doomy is the world to you? And what informed that? If someone was raised in an environment where, people didn't respect each other, people were abusive, that client has learned that's how the world is. It is going to provide them with a foundation in their mind and how they operate that doesn't incorporate safety because that wasn't their experience. So these changes that are occurring are literally changing your brain. And like any muscle in your body, your brain is muscle. And practice these exercises. You know why? Because then you strengthen those parts of your brain. I want for you to close your eyes for a second. I want for you to pull up an image of what you see as your brain. I want for you to realize that you have the ability to change it. It's not fixed. There are skills and resources that you can learn that have the capacity to make life a more serene, more fulfilled, less scary place. And for someone who's never felt safe, that relief is something that any clinician who really cares about healing others loves to provide. When you help someone get to a better place in their life, that is a very powerful thing to have done, in my view, right? There are many clients who will never thank you for all that you do to help them. There are some clients who, I had this one family who the dad, after the adolescent had made all this progress, the dad would not acknowledge that psychotherapy had played a significant part in helping that young man change his ways and operate differently. And you know what he attributed that growth to? Oh, the teenager has developmentally evolved in the last 9 months to the point of which his habits have changed. And, some people have a hard time accepting help. Some people have learned that those who help you have some ulterior motive. Many clients have gone to therapy before. Assessing what a client's experience has been in treatment previously can help inform your own practices. So when I meet with a client in the screening process, which occurs on the phone, I will ask them, do you have psychotherapy in your past? What worked best for you? What things did that clinician do that were helpful or unhelpful? Is there anything that I need to know? Some clients have had the experience where a clinician who moved too quickly and jumped into very traumatizing content and re-traumatized that client. Or another example, diagnosed the client as schizophrenic, when really what occurred is they had a visualization in their mind that embodied an image. The views that inform a clinician will guide their practices. I just want for you as the client to feel empowered to ask questions about the fundamental, values of who is going to be your healer, right? So if a clinician is very strongly religious, someone who is in the midst of contemplating an abortion, that may not be a very good fit if that clinician is extremely pro-life. So someone from a particular culture would have less explaining and teaching to do to their therapist, right? So our clients teach us about their lives. Our clients are the best experts of what it's like to be them, right? So it's this dyadic process to create that trust and elicit the content from your client that is going to allow to emerge in time that is paced very carefully. I can't emphasize enough the importance of timing in psychotherapy. If you move too slowly, you'll lose your client. They'll get bored. They'll be like, I'm not really getting the results that, or it's just like too slow. Like they don't feel like they're doing anything, even though you may know that they are. So you want to keep your clients invested. You want to keep them active. And so you don't want to stifle. You need to know, as a clinician, like how comfortable am I with that content area that we're going to delve into? And how is that going to influence? If a clinician is hesitant about going into trauma because they themselves have trauma that they have not addressed, that can make it hard for that clinician to be real about getting to those root causes. Every clinician, in my belief, should have done their own psychotherapy and introspective exploration of their own mind. I believe that is an essential ingredient to providing the most effective psychotherapy. Obviously, a client really isn't in a place to ask a clinician what their history and understanding on a personal level of their situation. I personally have found that those clinicians that have literally experienced similar situations that their clients are grappling with have a unique understanding of how to best intervene based on their own experience. That clinician is going to know, what did it feel like? What was it like to be that child and be helpless and feel powerless and to not have a single human being to talk to? So some social workers are forthcoming about what drove them into the field. The therapist that I personally chose had a trauma history that was similar to mine. And she helped me be comfortable. And with the therapeutic process, there were points in time when I'm like, oh my God, I provide this psychotherapy and now I'm participating in it. I just want to normalize and even endorse clinicians doing their own work. Honestly, I don't think any clinician can really do their job without having taken a good look at who they are, their values, what influences how they operate and how they think, and also the behaviors and interventions that they are going to impart to you. All right, I'm gonna sign off. Thanks.